Ben is n years old. Chloe is twice as old as Ben, and Dan is 5 years younger than Ben. The total of Ben's age, Chloe's age, and Dan's age is t years. So we need to find a formula for t in terms of n. So this is our initial statement that Ben is n years old. Since Chloe is twice as old as Ben, that means that Chloe is 2n years old, because we're doubling the age. And Dan is 5 years younger than Ben, so that's n minus 5 years. And we're told that the total of all their ages is t. So what we have to do is add all of these up. So n plus 2n plus n minus 5, and set that equal to t. Now we can tidy this up a little bit, because we see we've got an n term, an n term, and an n term. So we've got 1n, 2n, and 1n, giving us 4n. Still got that minus 5 there, and still equaling t. And that right there is our final formula. We get 1 mark up here, and if we got all the components correct, we get final 2 marks. Now part B says that in the table below we need to put a tick in the box next to the identity. So an identity is an equation which is always true no matter what values are substituted. Now that's a bit tricky to get your head around, but if we go through it, if we look at the first one, there's only one value of h that this will be true. So it's 3 multiplied by something plus 2 is 14. There's only one value of h, which this will equal 14. For this one, well, this isn't an identity because it's not an equation. It's not equal something. This isn't an identity, this is a formula. I'm going to skip this one for a second. This one's not an identity for the same reason as the first one. There are certain values of x that I could sub in, for which this will be true, for which this will be less than or equal to 12, but there will be some values for which this is false. This is the one that's an identity. So we've got 5m minus 3m is 2m. Because whatever value of m we have, this is always going to be true. And if we actually think about it, it makes sense, because all of these terms have m in them. So if I divided by m and cancel out all those terms, we're left with 5 minus 3 equals 2, which is always true. So the m terms don't make a difference. So therefore, this is our identity for 1 mark.